Long before the world became loud, before roads caught the earth and time began to rush, there was a small village resting quietly between ancient trees and warm red soil. The elders called it Ekamaru, a land that breathed softly with life. In the mornings, sunlight danced on the river as children laughed and splashed without worry. Women sang gentle songs as they walked, and men returned from the farms early, smiling, because peace lived in that village. Yet when evening came and the sun leaned toward the forest, everyone slowed their steps, not in fear, but in respect, because the forest was not empty. Deep within those trees lived a presence older than memory, a great snake spirit whose scales caught the moonlight like quiet fire and whose eyes carried wisdom beyond words. The elders said the serpent was not born like other creatures, but sent, for long ago, when enemies came with burning hands and cruel hearts, the earth itself trembled and the serpent rose, silent and powerful, driving danger away without a single scream. From that night on, the village slept safely. But safety, like love, required care. The people made a covenant, no blood in the forest, no cutting of sacred trees, and once each year, a white goat offered not in fear, but in gratitude. As long as the covenant was kept, rain came gently, harvest overflowed, and laughter never left the village. The snake did not rule them, it simply watched, like a shadow that meant no harm. As years passed, the old story softened, and belief grew thin. A young hunter named Obina listened with half a heart. Strong, proud, and curious, he smiled at the elders' words and said a snake was only a snake. One quiet evening, to prove courage to himself, Obina walked the sacred path. The forest grew still, too still, as if even the wind was holding its breath. Then the ground stirred, and the great serpent rose before him, not in anger, but in sorrow. Its voice did not thunder, it whispered inside his chest, asking why he walked where respect had been left behind. Obina's strength melted. He fell to his knees, tears mixing with the dust, and the serpent spared him, leaving him with a warning that protection without reverence becomes destruction. Obina returned changed, his voice shaking as he told what he had seen, but many laughed and turned away. Soon, respect faded. The offering was forgotten, sacred trees were cut without thought, and anger spilled blood where peace once lived. The sky closed its hands, rain stopped falling, sickness crept into homes, and the forest mourned at night like something wounded and grieving. The elders cried to the old ways, but silence answered. Then, under a quiet moon, the village gathered with nothing but broken hearts. No drums sounded. No sacrifices were raised. An old woman stood, bent by years but strong in spirit, and said they had honored power but forgotten holiness, feared the guardian but forgotten the creator of all life. The people knelt together, not to spirits or symbols, but to the Most High, the unseen God above trees, earth, and breath. They confessed their pride and asked for mercy. And the forest responded. The serpent appeared one final time, gentle and calm, its glow fading like a closing flame. It spoke softly, saying it was never their God, only a servant, and that true protection flows from the Holy One alone. As the serpent sank into the earth and vanished, rain began to fall, warm and healing, washing dust from leaves and pain from hearts. From that day, Ekamaru was different. The people lived with humility, joy, and gratitude. The forest remained peaceful, the land flourished, and children grew hearing a new lesson whispered by the elders: spirits may guard a village, but only holiness can guard the human heart. And so the village lived on, not under fear, but under love, grace, and peace.